This is where the fun begins.
Clear eyes, full hearts, get loose.
King Kong ain't got shit on me!
And here we go.
Hi, hello, everybody. My name is Jessica Lemon, and I am here with Mr. Derrick Myers.
What's going on, people?
And you are at home in your car, walking down the street, wherever, listening to Realish, where we talk about some entertainment stuff and review either a movie or a show or something. So I hope you're ready for that.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one too.
Yeah, I think it's I'm gonna be honest. I kind of fell asleep watching the movie, and I had to research what happened at the end because I didn't have time to watch more of it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how I feel about it but we'll get into that a little bit later. But you said you had some news stories. Do you wanna start first with the news?
Yeah. So
you had a couple things.
The trailer for Spider-Man.
Yes.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man No Way Home came out, and I cannot wait.
You watched it, right?
Of course I watched it.
I did.
Of course you did not.
Of course I did it.
Because you sir don't watch trailers, and you don't understand the hype that's happening right now because of this freaking trailer.
Well, see, here's the thing. I get the premise. Multiverse. I understand that we're gonna get some, Alfred Molina. I understand. I didn't watch the trailer, right? But that doesn't mean that nothing got ruined for me. I know Doc Ock is coming back, which I'm excited about. Still kind of I'm still thrown off by how he survived.
I haven't watched because which one was he in originally? Was he
2.
in the
He was in 2.
I know, but with
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was like, it's not Andrew Garfield. It was the one before him. What is your name? It starts with a T. And I was gonna say Tom, and I was like, no, Tom Holland's the current one. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie pretty much since it came out. I think I'm gonna binge all of them before I see No Way Home.
Yeah.
Or not No Way Home. No, yeah, No Way Home. Yes.
Yeah.
I just watched the one before this one. With Tom Holland.
Far
from home. Far from home.
It's always got something about home. It's always
home. You got Homecoming,
Yeah.
Far From Home, No Way Home. But I just watched that one this week. Just because I'm still watching through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that was one of the last ones that I think the last one that I had to watch in the Marvel Universe. I think.
Did anything change for you with that one?
What do you mean?
Was it your second or third time watching it?
No, this is the first time I've watched it.
Oh, you've never seen it before?
Yeah, because there was a lot of movies in the Marvel Universe that I never saw, which is why I wanted to go through and watch it from beginning, timeline all the way through, because I hadn't seen most of them, mainly because they were coming out in theaters, and I didn't have any money to even go see a movie growing up, really, for the longest time. So I didn't really get to go see the Marvel movies when they were in theaters, and then when you could either buy them or rent them. And again, I didn't really have the money at the time, so I couldn't really see any of these movies. So I missed a lot of them. I've seen a handful.
What did you think about it?
It was really weird. I love Tom Holland. I love Jake Gyllenhaal, but I didn't really understand the need for that movie.
Really?
I get it. It was drones, and it was all fake, and it was all being done like that, and just to kind of get the rich dude to seem like a hero. I don't know. I just and kind of get the revenge, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't bad. I wasn't a huge fan. I just thought I felt like a filler. You know, when you're watching when you're watching a TV show and there's that weird filler episode just take up space, it almost felt like a filler.
Yeah. I could see how you say that. It didn't come across like that to me though. It was one of those films that it's necessary for what what's going to come with the
Yeah, and
MCU.
that's what I get. Like, I do
Yeah,
understand that, but again, like that's why it felt kind of like a filler, because
yeah.
it's like they needed that little bridge piece
Mm-hmm.
to continue on,
Mm-hmm.
and I get it. I just I wasn't like blown away with it like the way I was with like a bunch of the other movies, and I'm kind of like bummed because I do love the cast,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it was just very much like I get the necessity of it to continue on with what is this, phase 4, phase 5 now,
I think we're in 4. Yeah,
phase 4.
but this is going to establish the Sinister Six at some point down.
Oh yeah, this is
Yeah,
absolutely,
this is gonna be good.
which I think is gonna be really important, because already we know from the trailer. I know you didn't watch it, but you've
Mhm.
already seen Alfred Molina's back. Jamie Foxx is back as Electro.
Yeah.
And then oh my god, who was the other one? Um,
The
oh,
Goblin.
I cannot wait. William Dafoe back as the Green Goblin. So I'm excited. To kind of see who else shows up.
Yeah.
Obviously there's no way that Andrew and Tobey Maguire are not going to be in it.
It was the
They're
worst kept secret.
yeah, well, it's like it was a secret, but it was like something that like everybody's wanted for like years anyway. Like it's not
Yeah.
like it's a new thing. Like that meme of like all the Spider-Mans like finger gunning each other, like
Mhm.
that needs to happen. If that does not happen in the movie at one point where they're like, wait, I'm you, you're me, I'm you, you're me.
I
Like
think we're gonna see that. I think
I
we're gonna
really
see that.
hope so. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it needs to happen just for just the meme quality alone. Just for the
Yeah.
memes. That's all. It's like that needs to happen. Even if it's literally like 3 seconds, we're like, and then like something happens and they all get like pushed away to fight off the characters. As long as there's like
Yeah.
that itty bitty moment, I think that'll satisfy a lot of fans.
Yeah. That'd be
Um,
fun.
I'm also looking at the cast. Harry Holland, Mr. Tom Holland's little brother, plays a drug dealer.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it says Harry Holland, a drug dealer. Um, which is funny. I don't know if he has a significant role, but he's in the top. It's like Tom Holland, Alfred Molina, Zendaya, Jamie Foxx, Marissa Tomei, and Harry Holland. Like this is the
That's hilarious.
first five names. Like even before Ned, the best friend, Jacob, uh Harry Holland is there. So I'm like, I wonder if the drug dealer, if he's gonna have more of a thing. But
That's hilarious. Well, I mean, that's good.
it's
I'm
funny because
excited.
I saw his picture and I was like, who? Why does that look like Tom? And I was like, oh, because it's his brother.
I'm
No,
excited about this one. This is
I
it's
can't
gonna
wait.
be good. I
I'm
think
really really excited.
it was hard for them to even keep all this under wraps anyway, so it wasn't
For as long
like
as they did, yeah.
yeah,
And then did you see, did they mean to drop the trailer on that day, or was it leaked? I remember seeing
it
something
was
that it was
leaked.
leaked. It
It
was
was
leaked, or
leaked
part of it was
and then they
leaked, and
dropped
then
it.
they were like,
Yeah.
well, now that it's leaked, we might as well post it. But like I'm wondering if it was like intentionally leaked, because in WandaVision, August 23rd
Yeah, 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 yeah.
was
I
like,
just saw that. That was very intriguing.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's funny because like because I was doing my Marvel watch through, I
Mhm.
just recently watched
Oh,
like
did you?
WandaVision within the last like month. So like I think I started at the beginning of August is when I got into the shows, because I think July I was like finishing up the movies. August I think is when I started WandaVision. And so when like all this stuff was happening, like I was like, why does this day sound so familiar? And I was like, why do I know this? And then I saw somebody post that it was like the day in Wanda. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. That's
um
now if they part of me is a little skeptical as to that being a
that's why
purposeful
I'm
thing.
saying I'm like I'm curious if it was like purposely leaked, so it was like a coincidence that it was leaked, or if it was like actually like somebody from inside was like, we're gonna leak this, because I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's a leak, but it's not really a leak. It's really like the PR team or somebody actually just does that so that
Mhm.
they can like officially release it and get more hype, because
Yeah.
you're gonna have more hype. Oh my god, it was leaked, it was leaked, it was leaked. Not like, oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah, Not
Yeah.
like, oh wow, they released it, that's awesome. It's like, oh my god, it was leaked, we gotta watch it. So
Yeah.
then they can jump on that like hype and be like, oh my god, they actually released it. I gotta watch
Yeah.
it. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think happened. And then there's like the hype around it being the 23rd, and it's like, oh my god, Marvel told us this back in like February. Oh,
Yeah.
we knew,
I, I,
so it's
I
I
like
don't
that
know.
it happened. I like
Yeah,
it,
oh, absolutely.
even if it wasn't like intentionally done. I like that it ended up happening. That
Yeah.
was very, very, very good. I don't know. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
I
It's
wish that they were able to like not release the trailer though.
yeah.
I really wish that they forced everyone to just go see the movie to.
And people would. They would flock to the theater to see
Oh
that. But
yeah.
I think
Oh,
I
they're
think
going to it regardless.
regardless, but I think
Yeah.
now that we kind of know more of like what's actually happening, and then there was some set photos of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in their respective Spider-Man outfits. So we
Mhm.
know that they're going to be in it. We don't know for how long. We don't know what the deal is, but we know that they're going to be there. And now because we have like the multiverse, which it's been talked about anyway for a while and officially confirmed,
Mhm.
um it's I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be cool too if we get like a Miles Morales pop up somewhere. I would
Miles Morales has to happen
like,
at
well,
some
that's what I
point.
mean. I feel like maybe even if like there's a scene and like Into the Spider-Verse is like on somebody's TV in the background, I'll be like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah, yeah,
shit,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I think that'd
Yeah,
be funny. But yeah,
yeah,
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm very
yeah.
excited. When does it come out?
December. I think it's
December
December.
13th or something.
Somewhere in that range. I don't know.
Um
I don't know why I've been thinking December
December
13th.
17th.
17th. Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to that.
Me
Um
too. We will absolutely talk about it on the show
oh
because I
listen, I
am
will
gonna
be going to the
try to.
theaters.
I was like, I was gonna say, I don't think it's being released anywhere else. I think it's gonna be only theatrical, so we're gonna have
It
to go
will
to the
be.
movie theater.
Yeah,
But
but I'm gonna force myself to go.
you're gonna have your sanitizer. You're gonna have your like suit with your hoodie
Look,
up,
I just got my
gloves
second
on.
shot from a vaccine shot.
Oh, you
So
did? So
yeah,
you're
so
full. I think I'm gonna have to get the booster soon.
yeah.
If it because I don't know if it's available yet. If a booster shot's available yet, but like
Mhm.
if it is, I'm gonna be running to Walgreens.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
I'm looking forward to this movie though. I'll if I can find a hazmat suit, I will.
I'm sure you could. Listen,
Yeah.
you've got Halloween coming up. There's gonna be some
Yeah.
there's gonna be some COVID outfits. Like there's gonna be some really great
Yeah.
costumes. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to find something.
And you know what? I'm wondering if anybody's gonna be dressed up as Candyman.
Ooh, maybe. I mean, it's a remake, so like
It,
they could
it's a re-
potentially like do it with because because my roommate, oh, my soon to be ex roommate, he's literally moving out like today.
oh man.
Sad. He's my best friend, and I'm gonna be sad that he's gone. But anyway, I dropped him off at work today,
Mhm.
and he works in West Hollywood,
Mhm.
and basic off of Sunset. So he works off of
Oh,
Sunset.
okay.
So literally all of Sunset is just billboards, billboards, billboards. And right
Yeah.
now, they're gearing up for like Emmy nominations and like
Yes.
Emmy stuff.
Yeah.
So everything is just covered with like for your consideration, like billboards right now. And then everything that's new that's coming out. So
Mhm.
Candyman has this giant bill, literally like a third of a football field, like big, because it's on the
Oh
side
wow.
of a building. It's the entire side of a building, and it's literally just like the back of Candyman with like Candyman. It's like, and
Yeah.
then like whatever the slogan is, and like the date on the bottom, and you just see like the
Yeah.
hook. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I am hyped, and like that. People, you could do that as a costume, easy.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's it. Are you gonna go see it? 'Cause I know it
um,
released this weekend.
um. I don't know because I'm in a weird financial place right now, so I don't think I
Yeah,
can go to like a movie because like with my soon to be ex roommate
that's
moving
right.
out, I'm paying
Yeah.
for 2 rooms for September.
Yeah.
Um and my other roommate and I we just got headshots on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So that's another 250 that I need to drop. And then the
Yeah.
roommate that's leaving, I have to give him part of his deposit because he has a third of that room that he was in of the
Oh,
deposit. So I'm like
yeah. I feel
beyond
that.
I'm beyond poor this
Yeah.
week. I get
Yeah, I
paid on
feel that.
Friday, and that's the rest of my rent money.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm like beyond poor, so I'm probably not gonna be able to see it right away. I really want to see it
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
And I might have like an AMC Stubs like ticket because I went to a movie. I don't remember what movie it was, but right before COVID. So it was like probably January, February. So like right before COVID. I can't believe it's almost been 2 years. Holy guacamole. I was just thinking, I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, January, February. I was like, that wasn't, and I was like, no, that was like a year. That was like a year and a half ago. Um, this sounds ridiculous, but somebody had like a stroke or something in the theater. So they had to stop the movie.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was I don't even remember what movie it was, but because they had to like stop the movie and then like restart it because we were only like 15 minutes in, so they just restarted the movie like once the situation was handled. And I do believe everybody was okay. I think the person like got up and walked out, but they did go to like the hospital.
Yeah.
But something happened, and so they had to stop the movie, and like the like EMTs had to come in and like all sorts of stuff like that. But we got free tickets
Oh.
because they had to stop the theater and they had to
Yeah.
stop the movie and restart it, and because it like delayed everything. When we were leaving, they were giving us free tickets. They're like, hey, like thank you so much for like sticking around. We're sorry that this happened. Like here's a free movie ticket to come back and just like enjoy another movie. Hopefully without interruptions. Like that was like that's what they were like telling us.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, like sweet, thank you. Like
Yeah.
I get it because we do that if at work, like if our registers go down and the people have to wait more than like 5 minutes, we give them like coupons for like 10% off their next purchase.
Gotcha.
Because like it's something happened that wasn't their fault. So but I might have like 2 of those somewhere, so I might be able to go see it.
Okay.
Because with this roommate moving out, I'm going to be moving a lot of stuff into my room, so into the from my room into that room. So I think maybe in that process, I might find them. I know I have 2. I just don't know where they are. But if that's the case, me being
Yeah.
super poor won't put me in a place where I can't see it. But I really want to see it.
We might have to do a review on it in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I would love that.
I definitely want to check that out. And they're tracking. They're saying that it's tracking for like 21 million now.
I mean, theaters across the country are like fairly open. I know here there's still limitations on stuff.
Yeah.
You have to book your tickets in advance. You can only book like wherever the tickets are. I think you need at least a space between, but I don't know if they're fully open yet, which is weird because cases are so high right now. LA County is back into like the red zone, so it's just weird.
Wow.
But I would like to see it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other stories?
Not top. No.
You're like, nope, that's it. That's all I wanted. Okay, so I have a few. A couple of them are a little sad. I know we usually start with the sad, but we're kind of jumping. These ones will be kind of quick. Matthew Mindler, he was a child actor in the movie Our Idiot Brother with oh my god.
That's Paul. Was that Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Ant-Man, and I was like, that is not his name. Oh my god. But the Matthew Midler, unfortunately, this is sad. Sad times again. He was found dead on Saturday. So yesterday, he was only 19 years old.
Oh man.
From what I'm seeing, I haven't really don't think they've released the cause. But he went missing the other day. Literally like I think like Wednesday or Thursday. He went missing on Thursday. He was reported missing Thursday. And they had been like searching for him, and they found him Saturday morning. He was brought to the Lancaster County Forensic Center for further investigation. But yeah, no cause of death has been shared. Really not sure what would have happened. He was a college kid, so the last time he was seen was 8:11 p.m. local time on Tuesday night. So kind of Tuesday night, Wednesday, he went missing.
Wow.
He hasn't acted for a few years. His last thing was 2016, but he was in school. You know, I'm curious as to where this case is going to go. If it was like any foul play, or if it was
Mhm.
just wrong place, wrong time, or if it was, maybe something super random, like the kid that was in like the Descendants, and he was in Jesse. Um, oh my god, such a talented little kid. I can't remember his name, but he was really young too. He had some like weird, like brain, like I don't know if it was like a brain aneurysm or something super random
Oh
happened, but
man.
I guess he had dealt with like epilepsy.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it was just one of those things that like it random, like his brain was just like nope. Um,
Wow.
so I'm wondering if maybe if it was a foul play, if it was drug related, if it was a freak health thing that happened, because that's
Yeah.
what happened. I'm gonna find him. Yeah, Cameron Boyce.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that name
his
doesn't sound familiar.
I feel like if you saw his face you might recognize him, because he was in a ton of stuff. He played Adam Sandler's son in like the Grown Ups movies.
Are
um
you serious?
yeah, the kid with like a ton of freckles on his face. He was super cute, like
Oh, he was yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he was in a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah.
stuff. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, you probably
Oh
would
man.
know. But yeah, he passed away from literally like a super um
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago, right?
2019, I think. Hold on. It should be on his IMDb. Yeah, July 6th, 2019. So a few
Wow.
years ago. Yeah. So I'm curious because he was 20, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So I wonder what it was that caused Matthew Midler. I hope we find out like that it was like just like a freak accident or something.
yeah,
But if there's any kind of like foul play, which sounds weird, I don't know why there would be, or just wrong place, wrong time. But just wanted to bring that up because that kid, he was in a bunch of stuff when he was little.
yeah.
I saw his face and I was like, wait a second, that kid is familiar. And I looked it up and I was like, oh wow. Um, so rest in peace, Matthew Mindler.
Most definitely.
Another big name that passed away was if this will load and I can get his name correct. My computer's like frozen. Oh my god. Rolling Stones, Charlie Watts.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so he passed away on Tuesday. He was 80. Um, and so there's just been a ton of people that have like been, just tweeting about it, talking about
Hmm.
it, posting about it on like Instagram and stuff. Like he, like legend, absolute legend.
Yeah.
He was such a good drummer. That's kind of like he kind of opened doors for like a lot of people that wanted to be drummers. Like, oh, like I could actually be like a big drummer. But like um yeah, so that was on Tuesday. Keith Richards, the lead guitarist, he shared a picture of a drum set with a hanging closed sign,
Oh man.
which is really sad. I saw
Yeah.
that and I like got goosebumps. I was like, hmm.
Yeah.
And then one of their songs, I don't remember what song, was playing at my store a couple days ago. No, literally it was Tuesday. It was like Tuesday evening or like Wednesday morning no, it's like Tuesday. And that song like one of the Rolling Stones songs happened to start playing and my coworker goes, "Oh, he just died." And I was like, "What? Who?"
Oh,
And she
that's
was
how
like,
you found out.
"That's
Wow.
how I found out." And I was like, "Wait,
Wow.
who?" And she was like she's like, "The drummer." And I was like, "What?" So I like ran to the back and I like looked it up and I was like, "Oh my god."
Man.
Um he was also a Gemini, and I'm also a Gemini. I think our birthdays are really close too, because I think he just recently turned 80. Um, um, what is your birthday? Hold on,
What did he pass away from though?
that's what I'm looking up now. Yeah, June 2nd. I'm June 15th. He, where I just saw it. I feel like it was. I think he was. I don't know if he was sick or not. Like I don't know if he had cancer or not. London hospital, no cause of death was revealed. tributes poured in from Questlove, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Pete Townsend, Max Welbing, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I remember seeing something that he had cancer, but I might be thinking of somebody else. But he was 80, and I mean he was a rock and roll dude.
Yeah.
I don't think they treated their bodies very well
I'm about to
back in the
say
day.
it's actually remarkable he lived as long as he did.
Yeah,
The
I mean, there's
lifestyle,
still like
you know?
other band members are still alive, but yeah, no, their
Yeah.
lifestyle definitely probably took a toll.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen anything as to like the cause on that either, which is really sad. But so
Wow.
an absolute legend has left us. So rest in peace, Charlie Watts. My computer is so slow right now.
No, you good.
We are also the anniversary of Chadwick Bosman's passing.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fast.
Yeah, it didn't seem
Mm-mm.
like a year has passed already. But when you look at things, you're like, oh wait, you know what? Like other movies have come out and things like that. So
Yeah, but also we were on lockdown.
yeah. So like that
I
whole
think
year was
that's
just
yeah,
this.
that threw everything off. So yeah, that was quick.
Yeah. Viola Davis. Or no, just kidding. Not Viola Davis. Saquon Senjlo. Shared that he was like the sun. But yeah, it's that was just really weird to see when that popped up, which was it was yesterday, August 28th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So oh, this is so sad. Lupita Nyong'o goes, I did not know that I could miss both his laughter and his silence in equal measure. I do. 1 year after his passing, the memory of Chadwick Bosman remains this alive in me. Just really sad because they were really, really good friends too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a whole year and that blows my mind. But I've seen quite a few like really good like tributes to him. A bunch of people were posting about it yesterday. Also, if have you watched What If yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that whole episode, I like at the end they were like for Chad. I was like, oh
Yeah.
I was like, why'd you have to do that?
Yeah. And
But
that,
yeah.
I didn't realize till a few weeks ago that was it didn't even hit me, but that was his last actual
It was his last thing. Yeah.
project. Yeah.
Yeah. So he
that
did that.
was
Um
phenomenal.
yeah, it's so weird to see how like much of an impact somebody can have and just
Yeah.
how like quickly time has gone by the past year. You know, honestly, this past like
Yeah.
18 months. Like I was talking to somebody at work about it was a customer and we were talking about I think they were buying like kids shoes or something. And they were saying that February or March last year, like right before everything shut down,
Mhm.
their like brother or sister, somebody in their family had a baby, and they were like, oh yeah, we like still haven't seen the baby, but like
Yeah.
we because of COVID, and they live out of state, like whoever had the baby lives out of state. And I was like, bro, literally me too. Like my sister had a baby in February, my nephew's like 7 months old and I haven't met him yet. I also haven't seen my
Wow.
sister or my parents in 2 years. So
Wow.
yeah, so I was like, we were talking about that, and I was like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long
Yeah.
since these things have happened, but it has. Like it's really been
Yeah.
almost 2 years now, and it's crazy to see that it's been 18, 19 months, and like all of these things happened, and like seeing this like the 1 year anniversary of Chadwick Bosman's death. It's like, what?
Yeah. I mean, but he did you ever see his movie with Viola Davis, Ma Rainey's Bottom,
No.
on Netflix?
I did
That was
not.
his actual I
Like
think that was
final
his
film?
last film. Yeah.
Film.
Yeah. And that one his performance in that film, it's remarkable looking back on everything to see
It,
how he did everything he did in that condition, but he gave such a compelling performance in that movie.
well, he
Oh my god,
even
that'll
when
make you
like
cry.
yeah, it's it's so like crazy because like literally some of the most talented people, like
Hmm.
it blows my mind that somebody like Chadwick, who's so like talented, so like kind, you
Hmm.
know, he's just such a good person, that like cancer happens, you
Yeah.
know. But then you got somebody like Jeffrey Bezos, who's got a gazillion billion dollars and doesn't give a shit about anybody at all in the world other than
Yeah.
himself,
Yeah.
is just out thriving with billions and trillions of dollars, like
Yeah.
doing whatever the f he wants, and he's fine and not sick and just like chilling. And I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
not fair. I feel
It's
like somebody
weird.
like Chadwick Bosman should like not have had like health problems.
Yeah.
Like why
Yeah.
I don't I just wish the universe didn't do that to him.
Yeah. It's weird how things like that happen, but I mean, for it to be
But
a
I mean,
year already.
he made an impact, and like just
Oh,
in general,
significantly.
just by being the Black Panthers, opened so many doors for so
Hmm.
many actors. It's given representation to kids, like, and I think that's why it's so, his passing was so hard on like everybody, not just because he was like Marvel Universe's the Black Panther, but because of who he is as a person.
Hmm.
Like created so much like hope and like opened so many doors for millions of people all over the world,
Hmm.
especially like kids, like even people like our age were able to see somebody like prevail like through everything that he's been through, and then just still continue to work his ass off even though he was so sick.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And
it's
not bring any attention to it.
yeah, yeah,
That's the other part about it. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's very like admirable.
yeah. Yeah.
Like he's such a great person that it's gone too soon. He was 43.
42. Yeah, 43.
43.
Yeah, 43.
November, August. Yeah, he was going to be 44. Well, so that's been a whole year. I feel like we're probably at our time point
Yeah.
for stories. Let me just go through a couple quick just headlines. We'll just do a couple. I have like four more. Hold on. My computer. It's literally like free. It's because I have like 20 tabs open. Manifest, the TV show,
Yes.
got renewed for its final season. Netflix picked it up, so they saved it. So they're going to be able to actually give it a good final season, which I'm really excited about. I'm only about halfway through the first season, but I'm really excited to actually watch more of it.
I haven't checked it
Um,
out yet, but I
it's
saw
a
that
really
this is
good
gonna be a
show.
20 episode
20 episode season,
season.
yeah. 20 episode fourth and final
Wow.
season. But I'm excited because I remember when the show, before it even came out, they released like the first like 10 minutes of it.
Oh yeah,
Before the
yeah,
show, yeah, before the show even
yeah,
came out, they released first like 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna love this show.
yeah,
And so I also like, then I didn't have cable, like I didn't really have time to like sit down and watch shows. But it's all on Netflix. So I started it a couple weeks ago. So I've been watching an episode here and there. So I'm excited to get all caught up. And when I saw that they were like, because I saw when they like weren't going to do it, people were like, what the hell, like we need more of a closure on the story.
yeah.
So when I saw that they're going to be continuing on, Netflix picked up a fourth and final season, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm
excited
gonna
for
check it out.
that. Yeah, it's a really cool show. It's the concept from what I'm seeing so far is really fascinating. I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in,
Okay.
but it's really really cool. I'm also seeing that Addison Rae, who I believe was just a TikTok star, she's doing a lot of acting stuff now. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure she was just a TikTok star, and now she's like doing like real stuff.
Heard the name, but I'm not familiar with
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
she is doing a remake of He's All That, I guess. Um, I guess it's like a full movie. She's All That, or He's All That was Paul Walker, Freddie Prinze Jr. Back in the day, and I guess she's the star of the remake. So we shall see. That movie came out in '99. It was kind of like one of those like late '90s like classic
Hmm.
films. So I'm excited to see that. I haven't watched it probably since like the early 2000s, so it's been a minute. So we'll see. Kanye West had his Donda event again, the second one or whatever, and then
Oh no,
Kim
this is
showed,
like the third.
or third one, whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
So he had that one, finally released the album. At the event, Kim showed up in like basically like a wedding dress, and now
I
there's rumors
saw
that
that
they're
clip.
not getting divorced anymore.
Yeah.
And then There was also a lot of like memes that were really funny that she looks like La Llorona,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was really funny because I like agree. So that happened this week. Come on, computer load. I feel like I'm rushing through everything.
Yeah, I'm going to check that album out. I
Yeah, I
started
haven't.
before.
Yeah, I
Started
haven't
before you
listened to
listen.
it.
Yeah, I only got like 4 or 5 tracks in, so I gotta. It's like 27 tracks on there.
Yeah, it's. I read something that there was like it was a like a super long album.
It's an hour 48 minutes, I think.
Oh my god, that's. I mean, that's the length of our podcasts.
Yeah, but
And people sit through and listen to us ramble for that long, so I guess people will sit around and listen to Kanye ramble for a couple hours.
Jesus.
Okay, moving on to the next one. Paralympic coverage is actually going to be aired on NBC for the first time. So the Paralympics.
Oh, right.
I can't find her name, but somebody won the USA's first gold in one of the Paralympic events, which is super cool. And the fact that it's actually going to be airing is really cool. I think it's super important that, again, back to representation, like some of these people were born with like either deformities or just disabilities. There is a veteran who got, I think, her arm or her leg blown off while she was overseas, and she is competing. And I think it's super important that this is actually being represented appropriately.
Yeah.
Because they've never really aired it on TV because they're like, oh, the Paralympics, like nobody's gonna watch that. But I think people want to watch it. You want to see these things because it's like just because somebody has a disability doesn't mean that they can't do things. And I think that's really important, especially for kids to see. Because like one of the girls, oh my god, I think her name, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I know we're running late on time. She was born with a birth defect on her feet or her legs. I think she was from like Russia. And she was adopted to a US family when she was like 13 months old. She had surgery a few months after. She was born with fibular hemimelia, a genetic abnormality which caused her lower legs to not develop properly. So she ended up getting them amputated when she was about not quite 2 years old. And I don't know if she won gold, but she competed, and I think it's an important. Stockwell, I don't know her first name, is the first female American soldier to lose a limb in active combat when a roadside bomb exploded while she was leading a convoy in Iraq. She's also the first Iraq war veteran who qualified for the Paralympics back in 2008.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of really great, really incredible stories that are being told through the Paralympics getting coverage on NBC. So that's really cool. I'm really, really happy for that. I think it's going to be really great for a lot of people to kind of see that, like, just because they've got a disability doesn't mean that they can't do things, because I know they get told that they can't do things a lot. But it's
plus,
like,
at the end of the day, we like competition.
yeah,
like
I feel like no matter what, people are going to watch it, especially people that are going to be like, wow, like they don't have legs and they just won like a gold medal in like the butterfly swim, like, and they're sitting at home on their ass doing nothing. It's like, you can't see shit, bro. Like, you try to do something, like, so it's I think it's good. I think it's good for people to see that, like just because I think it's just important to have that representation. I say this like every episode, but it's so important to have representation. Because it literally will change lives. Like, there's some kid in a wheelchair at home who's bullied at school every day, saying that they're not going to be able to do anything, now are able to sit down and watch the Paralympics on TV and see people exactly like them do incredible things. So I think it's super important.
Yeah, I agree.
Half of this show is just gonna be stories. I'm sorry. This one's important. Nirvana has been sued by the man who was the nude baby on the Nevermind cover. This guy is 30 years old. He's been making appearances for decades on the fact, I say decades, but probably for the past like at least 10 years. He has been very like open about like that was him. Like, he's recreated the cover a few times. and he is suing Nirvana for child pornography, because he's saying that the image is child pornography, and that because they've profited off of it, that it is child pornography, and because it is still in circulation, they're still making money off of that album. That album is still being sold. That the lawsuit is like still liable, like still viable, because of the statute of limitations hasn't passed because of the fact that the band is still selling the album. I don't know how I feel about this because I do get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he says he's suffered lifelong damages. He didn't do anything before because he finally has the courage to hold these people accountable for what they did with the photo. But like I don't know, because
That's a tough one.
yeah, because nobody knew who he was. Like nobody knew the baby until he was like, hey, that's me,
Yeah.
and like it's
I actually thought it was like one of the band members' kid or
no, it was like the photographer's friend.
photographer. See?
The photographer's friend kid was, they were at like a pool literally in Pasadena. They were at like a place in Pasadena.
Wow.
And he was just taking pictures of like the kids for like their portfolios, and the guys from Nirvana like picked out that picture, like, oh, can we use that picture? And he was like, yeah. But yeah, Eldon's father was a friend of the photographer Kurt Weedle, who took pictures of several swinging babies in several scenarios at the Rose Bowl Aquatic Center in Pasadena, California. Kurt Cobain chose the image depicting Spencer grabbing for a dollar bill that was positioned dangling from a fishhook. Like, Eldon's recreated the image several times, always with clothes or swim trunks on for anniversaries of the album released. It says that he's expressed mixed feelings about it in interviews. In 2015, he said it was cool but weird to be part of something so important that I don't even remember. And then he added, it'd be nice to have a quarter for every person that has seen my baby penis. So I don't know. I feel like maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like he's been very like okay with it until now.
Yeah.
And I get like sexual misconduct and things like that. Not having the courage to talk about it until later. And like, I get that 100%. But I don't know. If it was something that genuinely bothered like me, I wouldn't like participate in like events and stuff and like recreate the picture.
Yeah, that is the part of it that makes it kind of,
and that's why I'm conflicted, because I'm like, do you genuinely feel like you were being exploited and that you are being exploited, or do you just need money and you know that you can probably get away with it from this?
because I would think that even with that being his photo, like he's receiving some type of royalty.
Maybe,
I would
I'm not
assume
sure.
he is, because
Yeah, and maybe if
especially
that's the case, if that's the case, if he's not getting anything for it, like, hey, that's me on this thing. It's like my parents gave permission, but like I didn't. I was an infant. Like, how was I supposed to give permission to have like that? I feel like that would be a different scenario.
that would be a different conversation for sure.
Which I feel like maybe that's what he wanted to do, but like wanted to make it more like jarring.
Yeah, I mean,
So he might have
that's a valid reason to
100,
sue.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the same time, like, he was a 4-month-old baby, and I feel like babies are babies. I get that there's absolutely sick, disgusting, evil human beings that would look at that and be turned on,
Yeah.
which is, those people should just disappear from existence. Like, if I had Thanos's fucking Infinity Stone thing,
Yeah.
those are the people I would get rid of. But like, a baby is literally they're just a baby. Like, I it's like the same as like when like little children run around with just like their like underwear on, or like just their diaper on, and they're running out, they don't have a top, and it's like a little girl and she's like a year old and she's like running around or whatever. People, they don't look at that and they're not like, oh my god, baby boobs, like the way that they would like an adult. Like if a 25-year-old woman was running around without a top on. Granted, 25-year-old woman running around without a top and do whatever the fuck she wants. That's fine, but it's not going to be viewed the same way as like a baby. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know because it's not me, but I feel like if I was in the same situation, I didn't want to be affiliated with that. I didn't want the backlash that he's saying has occurred, the trauma that he's saying he's gotten throughout his whole life because people found out that he was the baby. Like I wouldn't have posed for recreations of it. I wouldn't be super open about like that's me, you know, because I don't think anybody really knew it was him until he was like, hi, I'm that baby, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, even
So,
with that, I would like to know like
I'm curious.
the perspective of his parents.
Yeah,
Like,
that too. Like,
for the
what were
actual
his
photo.
parents' thoughts on it? Like, were the parents like, yeah, no, it's fine. He's a baby. Like,
Yeah.
or I don't know. I feel like that was done in like 1991. So I do think times are a little bit different from that then to now. I don't think people would be as open as like to have something like that as like an album cover. But they also like genuinely didn't think that album was going to blow up the way it did.
Yeah.
That was like, I think that was Nirvana's like first album, second album, first album.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
One of their earliest albums. They didn't think that these guys were going to blow up like that. They didn't think that their music was going to be all over the world. Like, you know, so it's like, oh yeah, my buddy wants to put that, cool, like whatever. And then it like became what it was. But I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up because it's a really good talking point. Anybody who's listening, if you want to bring that up to like talk about it like that, I'd be super interested in see what other people think. I get it, but I also don't get it. And I think that's where I'm conflicted because like, I understand why somebody would want to have like their body body and I'm having another like brain misfunction. You know what I'm talking about. My brain won't say the word. I can understand.
Is it anatomical?
No, like it's like the body and autonomy.
Autonomy.
Yes. God, Jesus.
Yeah.
I had a whole thing of coffee too, and I can't process anything. I can understand why he would want that, but I also don't understand why he would like do recreations. That's where I'm like back and forth. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's confusing.
Yeah. Next story, Halsey. Her new album is a completely different direction for what she has made in the past. She actually worked with the 9 Inch Nails to produce her newest album, and it's, I guess, music that she always wanted to make, but she never felt like she was cool enough to make.
And who is this?
Halsey. You know who Halsey is? Oh my goodness.
No, not at all.
That's fine. You would probably say some like R&B or like hip hop guy's name, and I'd be like, I don't know who that is either. But that's weird that you at least heard a song that she's in. I'll send you some links. You know who she is. You probably just don't know like that's her name, if that makes sense. Because she's had a lot of like top 10 like hits. But she just had a baby, and like during her pregnancy is when she was working on this album, and it was like she says that she's really excited about it. I'm excited to hear it. I haven't listened to it yet. I don't know if it's out yet, but I am excited to listen to it because it's definitely going to be a little bit different from her original sound.
I don't know who this is.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I have known her since she was on like Tumblr. She doesn't want to admit this, but she used to do music on Tumblr like 10 years ago, and she made like a Harry Styles, Taylor Swift like song when they were dating, and it was like
they were dating?
Yeah, Taylor Swift and Harry Styles dated for a little bit, and it was like all PR. It was all PR. I don't think it was like a legitimate relationship at all.
Gotcha.
Like, it was all just PR stuff. I mean, it could have been a real. I don't know, but it was when. I don't know. Anyway, so Halsey, when she was going by her original name, on like Tumblr, wrote a song and it blew up, and then she was able to actually kind of get into like the music industry a little bit more. But she was super talented then, and like her music was always really good. I've never disliked her music. I've never been like, oh my God, Halsey. But I read this and I follow her on Instagram, and it popped up, and she was just saying she's finally making something that she felt she wasn't cool enough to make. But
Yeah.
she went ahead and just fuck it, did it. And I think that's super cool to see, because it's like a lot of people are like, I don't think I'm good enough to do this. I don't think I'm cool enough to make this. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know? So for somebody of her caliber to even her of her caliber feel like she wasn't cool enough to like do music that she wanted to make, like going ahead and just being like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it. I think that's really important for people to see. Because it's like, whether you feel like you're cool enough or not, fuck it, just do it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, especially in this day and age. It's not as much of a stronghold on getting your art out there as it was 10-20 years ago.
Yeah I feel like you can, a lot more people are able to kind of just do what you want. You don't have to fall into like a niche of certain things anymore, and I think that's really cool. You know, people can make different albums, like, you know, okay, like even Taylor Swift, she went from being super country to pop, you know, and that was a big jump for her, and a lot of people are like, why are you doing that? And she was like, because I can, because I want to. Why not, you know? So I think it's country. Cool. Yeah, Taylor Swift's original music was like country music. It was like pop country, but like country music. Like that's where her upbringing came from. She was super like,
I knew her more so just as pop. I didn't
her first album.
I didn't listen to it.
Oh my god, her first album. And then I can't remember the name of the song, but she's like Romeo, take me somewhere.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
It's very much like the country twang to it, but now she's doing pop and she's killing it, and it's great. And it's like, because she felt like she couldn't really step away from her like country. She's literally won like every country music award that you could possibly win. Wow, I can't believe you didn't know that. But
I just thought, so I thinking back on it, I do hear the twang that you're talking about. I just thought that was just her singing voice.
No, like look up how many country music awards she's won. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, so
I've never been a huge like Swiftie is what they call her. Her fans are Swifties. I would not consider myself not a single bit. But I have seen her perform live, and it was one of the best shows I've gone to. It was really phenomenal. Yeah, it was a phenomenal show. She's an incredible performer. And she is super talented. She's very, very talented.
She is for sure.
But yeah, like literally like probably one of the best shows I've ever been to. I saw her in Tampa during the Red tour, I think. But she was brilliant. I loved her. I loved the show. It was so good. Yeah. And I think Ed Sheeran opened for her, which also That's love him. I've met him. Well, yeah, no, they like toured together. They've written a ton together.
Okay.
They're really good friends. From last that I know, I think they're still pretty good friends. How many awards Taylor Swift won altogether? Jesus, probably like 400. Yeah, I don't know. She's won like Entertainment of the Year. She's literally won like everything that you could possibly win. She's won everything. Like nominated for like a million things. Holy guacamole, she's so many. I can't even go. There's so many. It's too much of a list. Okay, but that's it for my news stories. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was trying to go through some of these. We always just rant, and I can't help it. I feel like there's so much happened this week. Like I had to.
A lot happened this week.
A lot happened this week. We had to go over a little bit. A lot of entertainment. I feel like this show is like primarily like entertainment stuff, but also we talk about like films.
Yeah.
It's like hi, we're entertainment, but also like films.
Yeah.
That's what makes it real-ish. It's like we do talk about films, but like ish.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. I like talking about it. I think our listeners enjoy hearing our takes on like all the stuff that goes on in the entertainment world.
For sure.
All right, so I guess we're gonna take a quick little break.
Yeah,
and we'll get into our review of Sweet Girl.
Sweet Girl.
Hi, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. My name is Jessica Lemon, and I am the host of Sour, Sweet, and Spooky, a paranormal podcast with a little true crime squeezed in. Because where there's paranormal activity, there's gotta be some kind of true crime involved, right? I talk about ghosts, aliens, murder, cryptids, urban legends, conspiracy theories, and more. Stories from all over the world for you to enjoy every week. So check me out on social media at Sour Sweet Spooky and pretty much every platform that podcasts are found. And be ready for a brand new story. Oh, and remember, stay sour, stay sweet, stay spooky.
So this week we watched Sweet Girl. It's Jason Momoa's newest film with Isabella Merced. I love the actors
Yes.
so much. So the tagline for this one: a devastated husband vows to bring justice to the people responsible for his wife's death while protecting the only family he has left, his daughter. So I never saw the trailer, which is weird because I always watch trailers.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the trailer, but I did see it pop up on Netflix as like the new on Netflix thing. When you brought it up as something to watch, I was like, actually, yeah, you know what? I just saw that. I love Jason. I do love Isabella. I think she's gonna be a really big star
What
moving
else
forward.
was she in?
She was in the live action Dora movie, Dora the Explorer.
I didn't watch that.
Oh my god, you need to watch it. It's actually pretty good. It's not a bad movie.
I never watched Dora the Explorer.
Well, no, it's a live action, and it's like similar to it's like kind of similar to the cartoon, but
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
her
I
as
never.
like, well, it's like her as like a teenager.
Okay.
So it's like Dora grew up basically, and then like goes on this like adventure, and it's really funny because they break like the fourth wall. You know how like in Dora, like should be like, can you say delicioso?
Yeah.
And then she just sits there. Well, they do that in this movie. Like they're sitting at the breakfast table with like her and her family, and she like turns to like the camera, but there's no camera, and goes, "Can you say delicioso?" And her dad, who's played by Carlos, I think it's Carlos Pena, plays her dad, and he's like, and he looks at like Ava Longoria as her mom. He looks over and he's like, "Who's she talking to?" And like Ava Longoria's character goes, I don't know, it's just a phase. Hopefully she'll grow out of it. But like, so it was a good movie. It was cute. It was a cute movie. But so she plays Dora and Dora and the Lost City of Gold. She's been in Instant Family. I never saw that. She was also in Transformers: The Last Night. I think does she play the daughter? I think she plays the daughter in that.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that whole thing. Oh, you know what? Sicario. I think that's probably where I know her from too.
Yeah, no, but she's young, but she's absolutely going to be like a superstar. I'm really excited to see more from her. She's super talented. I think she's kind of in the running for being part of the DC universe as Batgirl. I think she's in the running for that. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so in the actual film to be Batgirl.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I'm thinking about the show as well.
Because didn't they just cast somebody else as that?
Yeah,
I don't know. Or Batgirl, or not Batwoman, but Batgirl.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, my bad.
I think she's in the talks. But she's super talented. I'm really excited to see more from her because she's what I've seen her in, and then seeing her in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see more from her. I think she's going to be a big face in Hollywood, probably the next like decade. Easily.
Yeah, she did a great job in this movie. So
yeah.
I can see that.
And then Jason, he's literally that person that like looks really scary, but is the sweetest human ever.
Yeah.
So he does look scary, and he can play that like burly like dude, but he can still be that like dad.
He walked past me in the airport one time, and I was like, "This is before Like game.
post Game of Thrones pre Aquaman time,
Yeah,
maybe.
this was like you knew who he was, but he wasn't like someone that was
People normally like stop to talk to or whatever.
yeah. I saw him and I was like, should I say something?
Do I say
Nah.
hello?
I just let him keep walking.
That was like the one time I ran into John Cena and he was just like
Oh man.
when I literally ran into him because I I feel like I told the story.
You ran into him because you didn't see him, right?
Yeah, I literally I just like stepped away from a shelf and hit him and I was like, I'm so sorry. But then I was like, do I go back and like actually say hi? No. But now he's like everywhere in Hollywood and I feel like I wish I had like maybe gotten a picture at that point, but like I look at I met him.
Yeah.
But it's fine. No, but Jason's he's so again one of those people that's so talented and you like don't realize how talented he is until you see like a movie like this where like at the beginning when he so basically the premise of the movie is that his wife gets cancer. There's an opportunity for her to get a new drug that they could afford because the name brand is like dumb expensive and the generic one came out was supposed to be like $4 a treatment. And so they were going to be able to afford her treatment and then some big pharma comes in and buys it up and shelves it indefinitely. And what is his name? Jason Bartha plays Simon Keeley, which is like the CEO of the what is the place called? It's I literally wrote a note about it. BioPrime is the company. And the moment I heard BioPrime and saw what was happening, I was like, you mean biocrime? Because that's the thing is like it's parallels real life so much because there is absolutely a cure for cancer out there, but big pharma won't make any money if people don't have cancer.
Yeah.
So they're hiding and covering up so many treatments that could save so many lives for money. And so that like is something that's so like paralleled to real life that they did in this movie because that shit happens all the time. Like there's so many things that come out or like there's scientists that have been mysteriously vanish because they find a cure for something. It's happened a few times. It's happened a few times. And anybody who brings it up and starts talking about it or tries to dive into it mysteriously goes away.
Yeah.
Something happens and they stop talking. And so that happens in real life. So the fact that this kind of happened in this movie where big pharma bought up this generic drug so that people couldn't take it, they couldn't be cured from their cancer, it's very real. Very real.
Yeah.
And so then Jason Momoa's character Ray Cooper, which Cooper, I he does not look like a man whose last name would be Cooper. But anyway, I think it's kind of cool though because he doesn't look like the kind of man whose last name would be Cooper. So he again gets that representation that I talk about all the time for like the lead burly dude doesn't have to be like a Jason Statham or like a Vin Diesel, you know, the lead dude can be, The Rock. I mean, like not even just The Rock, because The Rock and Jason are both like Hawaiian Pacific Islanders, you know, Samoan, and like, and then Jason's also Native American as well. So but yeah, not so much The Rock. I'm thinking more so like.
You talking about in terms of appearance? You're just talking about the actual role itself.
Appearance, and kind of like the role, because I feel like all of these like characters that are like, I need to avenge my wife or I need to avenge my daughter or whatever. Are always these just like tough white dudes. You know, so him taking on a role like this, I think he produced the film, so he kind of gave himself the role, which is fine. Like, do if it's not there, make it yourself. And so you know, it makes it so it's like you can still like, just because he's not like a Vin Diesel, which I mean Vin Diesel is mixed, so that's, but he's white passing, so it's different,
especially in the wintertime.
Oh my god. But yeah, so it kind of like opens doors for other like actors to you know, feel that they can go for roles like that, even
Oh,
if
yeah.
like the role specifically doesn't say. From an actor's point of view, I think that's going to be really good to be like, hey, like, you know what, like I'm not this like blue-eyed blonde-haired white dude, but like I'm still going to go for this like lead role as this like action hero.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Jason basically his wife dies because of the cancer, because the big pharma bought out what they could use, and basically goes on this journey to try to avenge her death and kill the guys responsible for making it so he couldn't take that medicine, so she couldn't take that medicine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then he starts talking to a journalist. The journalist then gets stabbed on a train.
Was that not the weirdest?
It was such a weird thing. Like I was like, what is happening right now? Yeah, I was like, but the thing is I saw that guy at the beginning of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
He's like sitting there and he's got the hood or the cap down. You don't see any of his face. He's very like kind of covered. And I was like, that guy's suspicious. And at first I thought that was the guy.
Yeah,
that's
what I thought too.
Yeah, so that he was going to sit down next to him and they were going to start talking about it. But then I was like, oh wait, no, like a couple minutes before you kind of saw like the side of the other guy with his phone. It's like follow the guy with like the jacket. And I was like, okay, so it's the guy with the denim jacket that he's talking to. So like it was random, but also like it was placed there, you know, for that to happen.
For sure.
And then he gets stabbed, he gets thrown out the window of the train, and the train just keeps going. Like I feel like that wouldn't. I feel like they'd be like, hey, like there's a window busted out of our train. We got to stop it and fix it. Like
it threw me off. The scene itself threw me off because of the fact that this guy, who is supposed to be a hitman, so to speak, killed this guy in front of all these people on the train.
And like all the people, they just got off the train
and they just left. Like,
and then they're having this like big fight scene in there, and like not a single person was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah, that was the weirdest part about it for me. I think that was that scene right there is what probably caused this film to have a major hit in terms of a rating. And
I mean, it got rated awful, like
5.5 on IMDb, which makes
Rotten
no sense.
Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 15%. The audience score on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 43. IMDb has it rated super low, 5.5 stars. I saw somebody rate it like 2 stars, like one of the articles I was reading about it afterwards. I was like, damn. But I don't know how, because I don't know how I feel about the movie, because I fell asleep like halfway through, and I just couldn't get into it. Like I was really trying to watch it, but I think I'm just like, I'm not a huge, like I do enjoy these like action movies, but like they have to be really good, and I don't think that this hit the mark, which is sad because like the cast that they had in it was really, really great. And like I said, I didn't finish it, so I didn't get to the twist.
Twist is what was,
which what I was reading was a lot of people either said it was like really jarring, but also like didn't really make sense 100% of the time, like looking back.
When you look back on it, for sure.
So spoiler alert, we are about to reveal the twist in this. Basically after that scene on the train where Jason Momoa was fighting this like hit guy, he also gets stabbed, gets thrown out the window of the train. And when I was watching that scene, the way it was, like, it kind of seemed like I was like, somebody's gonna die, but then they didn't die according to the movie. They continued it on as if nobody had died, and was fine. And that Ray, who is Jason's character, is out there fighting people, avenging the death of his wife, and trying to find like the top of the chain to get rid, like the whole thing. It turns out that Ray actually died at the train station that day. And Rachel, who also goes by Ray, so when people were saying Ray and like she was around, it didn't seem like they were talking to Rachel. I thought
that part. I didn't even catch that part.
So I think it was clever. Like it was done in a good way, because often in movies they don't name characters similarly, specifically for that reason, specifically because you don't want to get people's names mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it made sense because it was a father and a daughter. So naming the daughter after the father is very common.
Mm-hmm.
So having Ray is his name, Rachel as her name is makes sense.
Yeah.
And then just for the bulk of this movie, it's her by herself in her head projecting him.
Mm-hmm.
So we see him do all of this stuff when really it was her doing everything. And it
Yeah.
makes sense. I was reading an article because the part where she does go back and she kills the CEO of the
Yeah.
big pharma company, bio crime. Um, he's like shocked.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you're a little girl. Like,
Yeah.
but you don't see it in the originally at the beginning at that part of the movie. You see it as Jason's character.
Mm-hmm.
And but really, it was just her channeling him, but we see it as him until like later when we find out what's going on. And it makes sense because if you look back, you're like, oh, like, why would this dude be like surprised that somebody's here to kill him? He's
Yeah.
surprised because it's a little girl, like
Yeah.
some big burly dude, like you'd kind of expect it to happen.
Yeah.
But like that, I feel like the concept and everything is really cool, and I think it could have been done better. I feel like it was kind of all over the place. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I think that's mainly because of the fact that certain things didn't tie in well. Like,
yeah, like there's certain things that happened that it was like supposed to be just Rachel, but it was like very blatantly Ray,
mm-hmm.
like that did things. And like there's a movie, I'm gonna spoil this. There's a movie called The Uninvited that does the one person with the other person that died, like
Mm-hmm.
does the two people like throughout the movie as two characters.
Mm-hmm.
They do that very well because the reveal that the other character is actually dead and it's been the one girl the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Reveal of that blew my mind. I
Yeah.
wish I could watch that movie again. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. I remember being blown away, loved it. They did that really, really well. They tied everything in so well. And when they did like the flashback of like, oh, like so and so's been dead the whole time, they do the flashback of all the scenes that the two are in together,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that girl wasn't actually there, and that it
Yeah.
was all in this one's head. And then they
Yeah.
end the movie with her at like a psychiatric hospital because she killed somebody, but like she was like, it was like, oh no, it was my sister. And then she looks down and she's covered in blood and she was like, oh no, it was me. Like,
Yeah.
it was
I mean,
so
it's like
crazy.
Shutter Island.
Oh my god, yeah, that too.
Shutter
God, I haven't
Island.
seen that
Yeah.
movie in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they did a really good job with that movie. Yeah, Shutter Island, The Uninvited, on having that character that actually died, and like, but at the same time they did a really good job with it here because the names are so similar. When somebody's talking to Ray,
To be
like,
honest, I usually pick up on things like that.
yeah,
I did not like. I didn't get this. There was one scene though where Ray and Rachel were driving. They stole this tow truck,
Mhm.
and they're driving and looking for I think they were driving somewhere, and then Rachel pointed out the hitman's vehicle over on the side, parked in a diner, and Ray turns around and pulls into a parking lot across the street. Sounds like, why would you point that out to him? Like, he's unhinged. Why would you point that out to him?
Yeah.
And it like that was the thing that really like threw me off. I was like, that's something about that didn't feel right.
Yeah.
That you would just point that out to him. But looking back now,
looking back, you see it and you're like, oh, because it's like the responsible one and then like the not, and it's just like
yes,
back and forth.
Yeah,
and they kind of,
it's weird. It's weird,
yeah.
but it's good. It's weird.
Yeah,
but you could tell that like her viciousness,
mm-hmm.
her lack of, well, I can't even say her lack of control. I think she has control, but it's like she spirals out a little bit, and then
you get
she
a
snaps
taste of
out
that.
of it.
Yeah, you get a taste of that when she's in the gym.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like when
Yeah,
she went to go kill what's his name, Simon,
yeah,
you could tell that he's like really like
suffocating.
suffocating this dude. Like after a while, it sounds like yo, like that was really like wild. And then
Mhm.
also the time when they're
In the
in
gym,
the
had that other guy not.
motel
Oh, oh,
in the motel and she takes the dude over the banister and breaks his neck and then runs down and runs back up.
it's just like a
I was like,
lot going on.
what is going on here, man?
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's I don't I want to watch it again. Um,
You
because like I
should.
said, because like I dozed off and then I
Yeah.
kind of like just saw bits and pieces and then I was reading about it and I think now that I like know what that twist was, I want to go back and watch and find all the little details. I did find something that was like the little bunny that her mom got her when she was in
Yes.
the hospital. That keeps popping up where
Yes.
like Rachel is supposed to be the bunny is there.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
and so like I guess there's like one of the things when they're at the like the motel um and like Jason's character is at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Ray is at the door and Rachel is laying in bed with the bunny. Like something
Mm-hmm.
happens and then suddenly it's not Rachel in bed with the bunny, it's just the bunny and the bed's like undisturbed.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so it's like a lot of little things like that that I think are super clever that you don't really pick up on until you
Yeah.
see what you're like, oh my god. And it's like the same with like other movies that do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the Uninvited, it's like you wouldn't have really thought otherwise
Mm-hmm.
until it goes back and it shows you like, oh wow, they were, because like the character is getting like ignored in the Uninvited, the character is being ignored by her parents
Mm-hmm.
because, or her dad, because her dad's dating this like new woman and their mom died in like an explosion on the property. And so they think
Wow.
that it was her fault. And so
Oh,
the whole
okay. Gotcha.
movie,
Gotcha.
like
Gotcha.
the dad is like blaming her for what happened to their mother. And she's like, okay, bye, dad. And like he just ignores her. And the whole time she wasn't actually there. But you
I'm
don't
gonna,
realize it until later that she also died in that explosion.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's good. It's a really good movie. I did kind of spoil it for you, but like it's a really good movie that
So
also does this same kind of thing where like most of the movie that character's not actually there.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's I this film, I think if they had cleaned up the minor things with it, this would have been something that was significantly better. I didn't have an issue watching it the first time uh with those small things because I wasn't really paying attention to it. But when you
Mhm.
when you finish the movie and you start thinking back on different scenes, it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah, it's like when
that
you
could have
watch.
been cleaned up.
Yeah, it's like when you watch back. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, I see that now. And
yeah,
I think that's kind of what this movie is. It's very much like when you go back, it's like, oh, okay, you know.
yeah.
So
No, I thought it was good though. I don't think it deserved the ratings that it
yeah, I don't
received
think I've seen worse movies. Like I've
for
seen,
sure.
yeah, I've seen worse
Yeah,
movies that have gotten like a 6 or 7
yeah,
stars, and I'm like from like IMDb got like 6 or 7 stars, and I'm like that was maybe worth like 2.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Which
what do you give it? What do you give this? What do you think?
out of 10, I'm probably going to be around 7.
Yeah, I want to say like a 6.57. It's not something that I feel like I would like love to be in. I think it'd be cool like if the concept was done like really really well,
Yeah,
but again, I fell asleep. And I know I'm been
yeah.
pretty exhausted lately because of everything that's been going on in my life, but like working 2 jobs and everything, I was definitely very tired when I got home from work yesterday to watch it. But also like if it was like worth like 8 or more stars, it would have kept me awake.
Yeah. I like to be completely honest, I think that I think this movie was something that is is definitely a good watch.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I don't think it has the ability to be rewatched though. Not multiple times.
I was like, I feel like I would rewatch it once
Yeah.
to go back to pick up all the little things.
Yeah. It's
But
not something you can just watch like 3 or 4 times. Like,
I think, it's definitely, 100%. I agree. It's like,
Yeah.
it's something that like the only reason I would rewatch it is to pick up on the little things I missed the first time I watched it because of the twist.
Yeah.
Like I'd rewatch it so I could get the twist stuff, and then that's it. I don't think I'd watch it again. And I don't necessarily think I would like recommend this to a ton of people. I'd be like, if you like action movies or if you like Jason, like go ahead and watch it.
It's a good watch for the first time.
I think if it wasn't Jason as the lead character, I don't know if I would have clicked on it to watch.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah. I would have seen that Isabella was in it, and I would have been like, maybe, because I do like her as an actress, and I do think, like I said earlier, she has a huge career ahead of her. So I would have been like, okay, maybe I'll watch it, but I feel like it would just be put on my like watch list, and then it would just sit there forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what would have happened had he not been the main character. I don't think I would have watched it like right now. Like I feel like it's something I'd watch like in like a year or something.
Yeah.
So
I definitely want to see more from him on this tip where he's producing and stuff like that. But
yeah, I just want to see him in more roles. Like I want to see him in like a comedic dad role. Like, okay, if we talked about Vin Diesel, he was in The Pacifier.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Jason in something like that.
I think we probably will at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially if he worked with Batista.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if they were in a movie together? Because Batista's really good too, because he was in My Spy, and that was really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
I never saw that, but I know he's
it's
a
good.
very good comedic actor.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a cute movie. But I think I feel like that would be a really good path for Jason Momoa to take.
Yeah.
I think that kind of like comedic, but also serious, kind of actiony, but not like a solely thriller movie. I don't know. I feel like that would be a really good direction for him to take, because he's done some serious stuff. Like he was Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones, and he was just serious the whole time. And I think to see him be funny or see him as like a family man, because he's who he is, you know. Like I feel I think that would be a really, really good path for him to take.
Yeah, I agree.
And then maybe even like a heist movie. I could see him do like a really cool like heist movie.
For sure.
But yeah, I want to say probably like 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Star rating
That's fair.
range.
Low rewatchable quality, but I think on the first pass it's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I do want to watch it again when I'm like maybe not so tired, and now that I kind of know how it goes, like I want to watch and just kind of look into it a little bit more. But I was reading some articles on it, and it's the same. It's the mix. People are like, oh, like 2 stars or like 4 stars or out of 5, you know, like 2.5 stars. It's a solid film.
It is.
It's a solid movie. But again, like if it wasn't Jason Momoa, I don't think I would have watched it.
Yeah.
But you know, if you like that kind of stuff, it's kind of like trying to be like kind of like Taken or
somewhat,
in that realm.
Yeah.
But like not quite Taken level.
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it. I want to see another one. Do we know what we're watching for next week? Maybe give anybody a sneak peek.
I think we said Reminiscence or
Reminiscence. Yeah, Reminiscence. If I can get a HBO Max, or I know we were talking about Cruella.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe one of those. But yeah, I mean, anybody who's listening, if you want to see or want to hear our take on a movie, it literally doesn't even have to be like a new movie. Like it could be any movie. Let us know. Let us know. Yeah. Post like DM us on Instagram. Send us something anywhere, comment, because this is gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah,
But yeah, listen wherever you listen to us, rate us, review us. We want to see some of that. It's gonna help us give you guys more content by making
Most
it easier
definitely.
for us to open our schedules up by leaving
Yeah.
our day jobs, which now I work 2 of. So please rate us so we can get sponsors
Yeah.
and I can leave my job.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
But
yeah.
cool. All right. Thank you guys all so much for listening today. Can't wait to see you next week. And yeah, that's it.
Yep. Catch y'all next week.
Okay. Bye.